All right. Hi, everybody. So, the story of Healthy Families America, or HFA for short, is best told by HFA Families and HFA Home Visitors. And we are all so incredibly fortunate to have with us today two HFA families, Akila Moore and Lashante Hamlin. And I'm going to have them come forward. And two HFA Home Visitors. Pasha Anderson and Maya Smith. All right, as everyone gets settled, I'll just make a quick mention, in addition to what you just heard Melissa describe, that HFA is one of the largest evidence-based home visiting models in the country, and we have 30 plus years of demonstrated positive outcomes with families that span generations. And so this is just an absolute delight. Melissa talked about having a powerhouse panel. Here we go again. Powerhouse panel number 2. All right. Well, thank you, Lashante, Akila, Pasha, and Maya for being here today. And it's going to be like just what we just saw. It is a bit like speed dating. We have about 15 minutes, and it's really hard in 15 minutes to tell the story of healthy families. But we're going to kind of delve into some of the experiences that you've had. And maybe let's start with Lashante and Akila, that as we think about Healthy Families America, and its focus on supporting families to have strong relationships in their families. How has your involvement with Healthy Families impacted your family relationships?
Okay, so I started this program like 4 months ago. And then the crazy part is I met Maya by chance. I just had a baby at that time. It was like 6 or 7 days, but it was via emergency C-section, and she was born at 35 weeks. So all the clothes that I had got for her were too big. I mean, like really big, even the diapers. So I remember I bought her a shirt that said hello, about her being so small. It just said hell. I was going to the Henry Booth Center for the WIC program, whatever, and then I just met Maya by chance, and she introduced herself, and then she asked me, "It's like, do you need anything?" I was like, "Well, honestly, I don't need anything, but my baby needs a lot because everything that we had got for her is too big." So the next day, Maya came to my house like the next morning and bought a lot of things for her, like as far like premature clothes, like the diapers, and then we just discussed like what we're gonna do like moving forward, because her pediatrician was like threatening to like take her back to the NICU because she wasn't gaining any weight. It was like she lost like tremendous, like a lot of weight like that week and the week like after that one. So it was kind of hard, but Maya was just there for me to hold my hand the entire time, like. And you guys, and like to see her now, you would have never known that she was premature. Yeah. So I really enjoy this program. For me, I like the consistency in the program as well, and like everybody within the program is so helpful. Either they want to hold the baby or like give advice, and I'm okay with that because, like the lady said in the clip, there is no pamphlet for parenting. Like, you don't know it all. So I really appreciate the program.
Well, for me, having a program like HFA is really great for me because it's a program that helps parents with your mental well-being and also helps with your child needs and care and pampering and everything. I met Pasha long time ago. I knew her all my life. I met her through my mom because she was in the HFA program as well. And it's just like a growing experience it's a learning experience too, because I'm learning as I go. But having someone that's non-judgmental and that listens to you is very important when you're in a learning process, because you need someone to have your back, and you need somebody that you can fall back on to actually be there to communicate with you and to understand you and what you're going through. So with sharing experiences with other women that has children and is going through the same thing that I'm going through, it just lets me know that I'm not alone. So this program itself is a huge, huge, huge impact on my life, and it just improves me every day by just talking to Pasha and just getting check-ins with her, checking in on me and my daughter, and also my mother and the rest of my family is so important to me, because that just lets me know somebody is there for me.
So you both just so beautifully described in ways that have impacted you personally how important it is to have someone who's there for you. And so one of the other things that we think about with Healthy Families America in terms of like the focus that we have is on ways in which the support helps families in addressing or overcoming barriers that they've experienced or achieving goals that they set for themselves. Can you each talk a little bit about what that type of support has meant to each of you?
Okay, so far, I'm ready to get back to work now at this point. So my goals were, they were realistic, and my first goal was to make sure that the baby that I have is healthy, because like I said, she had issues with gaining weight. And then my other goal was to get clear so I can get back to work. So I got one goal down, which was to make just to make sure that she's in the clear of gaining weight. I'm gonna show you guys some pictures. You will not believe it. Am I right? You will not believe it. And so my next goal that I have to accomplish is to make sure that I'm healthy enough to go back to work. So that goal should be accomplished tomorrow. So we
One of my goals is to be mentally stable, and another goal is to finish school. So balancing between your mental and education and parenthood is kind of hard. So like I said, Pasha has been really a very tremendous help with me, because just talking to her and just hearing how she understands me and what I'm going through, and how she's teaching me and also learning from me. So it's like a teaching and learning process on the go, and I'm just so grateful to be in this program.
It's so generous and kind in reflecting on the value of the relationship that you've had with your home visitors, and yet I think we are all acknowledging the incredible strength that you both have yourselves, that you have brought to the work of parenting, to understanding and growing and continuing to develop, because we all are ever evolving individuals, right? So let me shift and talk for a minute with Pasha and Maya, because another important feature about Healthy Families America is the way in which we emphasize the value for home visitors to have lived expertise and knowledge of the community. And if you could each talk for a minute or two about how you've seen these things make a difference in the work that you do.
Okay, for me, coming from the community, I lived in the urban development. Coming from there, I had the chance and the opportunity to be in the program as well. I also went to the Henry Boo House for WIC, and the young lady approached me about the program as well. And once I got in the program, I asked the CEO of Henry Boo House, did they have any openings? I felt that I would be a great asset to your team, because I am from the community and I know everybody, and it made it comfortable for when the program first came out they was knocking door to door, and they was outside doing outreach at some of the daycares. It made the community uncomfortable because they was thinking that they was part of DCFS. So that's where my role came in at, to make them more comfortable and open up to the program, to let them know, no, this is not a part of DCFS. This is to help you not become a part of DCFS. This is to teach you that you are your child's first teacher. So once they open up the door and feeling comfortable with building that rapport with Henry Boo House, to have them to come in to do the program, it was great for me because I was that advocate for the development in the community, for the clients as well, because some of the clients live in our community or in their community and don't know the resources that are there. So it was me that made sure that they was able to know what they had in their community. No, that's not for that. That's for A, B, C, D. Reading is fundamental. If you can't read it, I'll read it for you. You know?
So for me, I lived in the community as well. I went to WIC, of course, but for me, I didn't know about home visiting. When I had my son, I wish I did know. But talking with I remember my first client, she was 16 years old, and like Pastor said, they always think we DCFS. So in her visit in the home, somebody knocked on the door and she said, "Oh, I can't talk because my DCFS worker is here." And I'm like, "No, I'm not DCFS. You know, I'm not here for that. This is, like Pastor said, to prevent you from going with DCFS, because they get that mentality that somebody is here to take their kids, and we're not here for that. Now, you know, so Lord forbid we see something, okay, I am mandated to report it, but I'm not here for that either. You know, I want to get you to become self-sufficient so you can have a clear mental state, like Akila said." So it was easy for me to talk to my clients, okay? Like I said, it was easy for me to talk to LaShante. I saw her coming down, as I was coming down the stairs, and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" And I could tell something was wrong with her. I always can tell when something is wrong with my clients. And I said, "How you doing?" She said, "Oh, I'm not good." So me and her had a long conversation, and just having her feel comfortable with talking to me made me know that I'm doing my job. So again, being in the community makes a big difference.
Absolutely. So as we kind of wrap up, this last question will be for all of you, and just by way of a little bit of context, that across HFA, and you heard Melissa describe kind of the national scope with which we are working with about 70,000 families every year, that our work combined with all of the evidence-based home visiting programs in this country are at this point in time only able to serve about 5% of the families who could benefit from this support because of the available funding resources for programs like Healthy Families America. So as you each think for a moment about what your hope or your dream would be in terms of how we can partner together to ensure that all families are able to get support when they're pregnant, when they have a new baby, what do you think are some ways that we can work together on that? And maybe we'll start, Maya, and then we'll just kind of come down.
One, I think just being open-minded, because a lot of times when we meet families, we always get, "Oh, that ain't for me," or "I already had a baby, so I don't need that." But just be open-minded and knowing that every baby is different. Just because you experience something with one baby, you're not going to experience it with the next baby. So just be open-minded to the program, because a lot of people are wishing they had the program, okay? So don't just knock it off and say, "Oh, I don't want it." So just be open-minded.
With me, I would really like if HFA could really tap into all the high schools. Get a linkage with the high schools, because more parents are teens, and I feel like if we get a linkage with PED, it will help, with physical education because they done took out sex in schools. So I found myself doing that a lot, and I'm not a school teacher, but I'm educating my clients on sex education. I feel like if the program could get a linkage with all high schools across the board, it would be good for us to go in there and have group meetings, like how we have group sessions for our participants. I think it'll be great for us to introduce our programs into CPS schools.
Fabulous, thank you. Akila.
I feel like HFA should open more horizons. So basically, I agree with what Maya and Pasha was saying, but also on like a parent end or a teenager or a mom or a dad, I feel like it's important that you speak up because a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So if you need help, you should say that you need help. Don't be afraid to be judged because everybody is going through something. Behind closed doors, everybody has a story to tell and everybody is going through something. So just because you're not going through what the next person is going through, that doesn't mean anything. So I feel like as people on the other side, we should speak up more about what we're going through and be more open about it.
I agree. I agree. I have nothing else to say. I agree.
Yeah, so just by way, I think then what we've heard is one, how we really just kind of need to extend the way we engage in relationships with others in our community, and very importantly, how we extend the partnerships in our community, right? This all resonates with what we're talking about today. And so one of the things that I also want all of you to know is that Maya and Pasha are two of what in total is about 4,000 HFA home visitors around the country. And in the 30 years that I have been involved with HFA, I am 100% convinced that our HFA home visitors are the most compassionate, caring, hardworking, heart-working people I have ever met. And I'm just so grateful for both of you. And Akila and Lashante, when I think about, that we've said it a few times now, right, 70,000 families every year that are involved with HFA, and parents are our most highly respected partners in this work. Literally, we could not do it without you. We would not be healthy families without you. And so extending great thanks to you. And I want all of us, if we would, to join in acknowledging Maya and Pasha and Akila and Lashante with gratitude for their being here.